goddamn.
Then he come with the fire.
Cause he gonna get you.
I'm mad this nigga Ty started the pod and then just ripped his do-rag off. Like,
oh yeah, of course.
You could have done that before you hit record, nigga.
I swear.
I edited, so it's fine. I'm gonna cut it all out.
Let me ask you a question real quick.
What's good?
Yep. What's up with your barber?
I haven't got a haircut.
He don't like you.
No,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't mess with your barber?
I haven't gotten a haircut.
You don't bang with your barber for real.
I haven't gotten a haircut.
Why not?
Because I was broke. I had to pay for my car.
Okay, understandable.
Yeah.
You got friends, though. You have friends.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're 30. I don't know what you're 30, big dog.
Hey,
I had to
gave him 30.
Look, you got 6 dudes here that would have loaned you $5 something.
Hey, man, come in the group chat. Like, look, bro, right now I'm looking like Kutin fucking.
Hey, look.
I just need 30, bro. I just need 30.
And you got a dude that can cut your hair.
I'm on Cash App.
I know, but look, y'all don't understand. I was broke. Like, I couldn't move type broke.
Down bad.
I was broke, bro.
Understandable.
I was down bad.
Understandable.
All right, man. I'm about to go.
Did this man roll out the camera?
Like, he just rolled away.
Did he roll out the camera?
What am I witnessing? What is bullied?
Hey.
Did this nigga just
don't even match the shirt or nothing? It's all right.
It's white.
It's black and white though.
St. Louis, but time out. You put on a St. Louis dad cap.
Relax.
You didn't even put on a fire.
Hey, flip it. You flip it. Yeah, flip it. You gotta flip it. You gotta flip it. There you go. Yeah.
Gosh, that was terrible.
Yo,
that was terrible.
Hey, I swear we gotta use this for the preview.
That man
Fuck no. This shit, all this shit get cut off.
That's the problem. See, that's the problem. You should not have all power of cutting stuff. We would all use this.
Bro,
Trash.
this man put on a St. Louis dad cap. And was like, oh, this is straight. I'm gonna throw on the St. Louis dad cap, and I'm just gonna be like, let's rock. No.
It's Gucci.
This is good, everybody.
I think it went from 23 to 53 in 5 seconds.
All right, come on.
All right, come on. Oh, man. What's good, everybody? How's everybody doing today? It is episode 12 of the Here Y'all Go podcast. What's good? Easy.
No, it's not, nigga. It's 11.
Damn, it is 11.
You are fucking up today.
What's good, everybody? It's episode 11 of the Here Y'all Go podcast. I got the interlude. I forgot we didn't count that as an episode.
Yeah, that was your idea. How you forget that?
I did.
Yo,
He's
he on your head, boy.
Hey, everybody's on my ass right now. It's all right.
Ty, I think you just
that boy trying to survive. That boy
been off.
I'm good. Naseer's here and Reek's here. How's everybody doing today? Oh, happy birthday, Don.
Hey, shout out to my son.
Sir. Happy birthday, Don.
Like
look,
happy
birthday.
Wait, what's good?
Oh, my God.
This nigga taking a call.
Are you there?
Yo, you gotta put it on speaker. You gotta put it on speaker.
Yeah, you gotta put it on.
I know you're 22, so you don't have to sing that part. Happy birthday to you. May God bless you.
Hey,
take that.
God bless you.
Hey.
May God bless you. May God bless you. Have my sweet pie.
All right, we're going to back now. What's good, everybody? It's episode 11 of the Here Y'all Go podcast.
Well, Tyler, we just went over this.
No, it's
I had to
11,
run it back because you got a phone call.
Relax.
11, man.
Oh,
Relax,
11.
man.
It was like,
God damn,
Yeah,
Don.
damn, Don. Came on strong.
this whole shit over, man.
Oh, don't lie.
How you get off the phone with your sweet, loving grandmother and be that damn strong?
I don't know. It's because I ain't gonna see her today. I got some animosity because I ain't gonna see her today. But it's all right. We straight. We good.
I respect that. I fuck with that shirt though. It's a nice shirt.
Kung Fu Kenny.
Nice
Ain't nobody praying for me.
Ain't nobody praying for me.
You know what happens on Earth stays on Earth.
Hey, go ahead. Go ahead.
Was you on the album?
That was you. Go look at the credits.
Was me, bro.
That was you.
Oh man,
that's me with the vocals. You feel me?
All right, how's everybody? We can't really hear you. We can't really hear you. You got to do something about that. Yeah.
Still can't hear me?
He gonna slide the camera,
yeah,
bro. We don't want to see you.
If we don't hurry up and record this shit,
no, it's recording. It's recording. I'm gonna cut it all out. But how's everybody doing today? For real.
Wait, redo the intro. I messed it up.
He did it 5 times.
I did it 5 times.
I messed it up though.
He's gonna cut it.
I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna edit it.
Cut things. Relax. Mute him on his birthday, please.
You can't get muted on your birthday. That should be a rule.
Okay.
Mute him.
You can't get muted.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna mute
birthday.
him though, but it's all right.
So
how's everybody doing today? Before I jump into my little ISO, man. How's everybody doing?
Blessed, man.
Oh, I'm good.
I'm feeling blessed and highly favored.
All right, so
everybody good? All right.
Yeah, for the most part.
So I'm gonna start off like this. First of all, RIP to everybody.
You gotta get some shit off your chest, don't you?
Oh yeah. I got a lot because I was at work. I was at work yesterday and I was cleaning, and I saw the video of the girl getting pulled out the car and the police tasing her in the stomach
this morning,
and she lost her baby, and that shit hurt me to my fucking core, to my core, and I think it hurt me a little bit more because, as Nasir knows, like 5 years ago, I was a totally different person. I was a person that didn't really understand the type of shit that goes on in the world. I had the belief that, hanging around certain people, talking and being a certain way fucking mattered in the world, in a sense. I thought like hanging around white people, that shit mattered, that, they look at me as one of them and not for the color of my skin. So I think it hits me a little bit harder because I feel really dumb. I feel really dumb looking back at that shit and not truly understanding the pain that most of my fellow brothers actually go through. So looking at that shit now, that shit hurts. hurts me to my core. And it's been fucking me up for the last 2 weeks because I don't know. Like, niggas been, y'all see it. Like, I'll end the pod on a totally different energy than everybody else. And it burns me up, for real. The amount of pain that I've been seeing, because at one point in my life, I didn't believe that this shit was fucking real. And I don't know, bro. I had a lot. I've been holding this shit for a while. And I don't even know what the fuck to say. But when I saw that video, man, it turned a different light in me. So I don't know. I just want to say I love y'all. For real.
Listen, man. Hey.
For real.
Hey, look.
You're not the only one. There's a lot of people who didn't realize what goes on. A lot of people were blind to the realities of being black in America. It ain't nothing of your fault. You came up in a different time. Even we talked about the other day, there's a 5-year difference. You came up in a different time than even I came up.
Yeah.
So you're a product of, society, but it's a blessing that you come to reality.
A lot of people don't.
And don't beat yourself up for feeling that you're.
Bro, that shit eats me. That shit eats me to my core because I'm like, damn, like I was really this fucking dumb to think that,
It's not dumb. You was giving it the benefit of the doubt.
How would you have known?
You was literally giving it the benefit of the doubt, and you shouldn't feel dumb for that.
Yeah.
Honestly, you should. Everyone should feel that people in this world don't have hate in their heart. Not everyone doesn't have hate in their heart, and that's not the reality right now. Everything is being exposed and brought to the forefront.
Yep.
And it's been an emotional time, man. Like this whole quarantine, and then plus everything that's been going on these last couple of days is just ever since. I don't want to say George Floyd was the fire that started everything, because it wasn't. We've been dealing with this shit for years, but it's just one of those things where everything is being brought to us one by one, and it's just consistent, and it can eat your mind up. Like I commend Don for leaving social media for an extended amount of time, because you can tell he's really disconnecting himself from just negativity And I think honestly, it's just what we all need. I mean, we're in the business right now where we kind of have to use social media, so it's kind of hard to disconnect. But I think we all need. That's why I always do Beef Sundays, because it's important to me that we disconnect from what the fuck is going on in the world right now. Sure. I think everyone deserves a time to just decompress and just get away from what everyone's saying, what they're seeing and what they're hearing. I think everyone just needs to just go and do their own thing. And Ty, don't beat yourself up for that, bro, because you're a kind-hearted person. So of course you would want to see that everyone looks at you as an equal, you know. But it's sad that that's not the reality, and I feel you on that, bro. It sucks for real.
It hurts. It does.
Like,
especially when you look at the individuals as your peers. You don't like the whole not seeing color thing. Everybody sees color. I don't care what nobody says. Everybody sees color. So it's just like, but the simple fact that you want to be an equal, the simple fact that the people that you call your peers see you as an equal. And I mean, in everything that goes on to the world, it's not to look at the people that you like, that you call brothers that don't look like you. It's not to look at them sideways or anything, but it's just more so, hey, where do you stand? Are you on my side, or are you against me?
That's the part.
And honestly, and that's the part that is just like that creates your bond. I don't care what else y'all went through. Like, honestly, when it comes down to what hurts me the most and how the world views me, and you're standing right next to me, supporting me, and continue to be my brother in this fight that we have to go through, that makes me want to be around you more. Forget how everybody else looks at you, but the people close to you is the people that really matter. And it's just y'all against the world, honestly.
For sure. Go ahead.
For sure.
I just want to follow into like what you said, man, and kind of give you some pointer from experience. You know, lessons come with experiences, you know? Like, so sitting there calling yourself dumb, you're not dumb, man. You were just young. You're young in the world, you know what I'm saying? Like 2 years ago, I started having a realization that like the older I get, the realer the world gets. And it's kind of what your parents try to prepare you for as you grow up. But it's kind of impossible to do because they always are walking that line of, hey, this is my child. I don't want to scare him half to death. And trying to relay the message that the world will get real as you get older. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll start to see things in a different light than what you saw them before. You'll start to see things that you didn't see at all, which is what you did. And that's no blame to you. The point here is, I think what God said, or what he said, is that you're a kind-hearted God, you know? And kind-heartedness can sort of shield you from the reality of what's going on in society, you know? And it's not to be like dismissive or ignorant to what's going on. It's just, as human beings, we can consume so much negative energy before we start to become wired in negativity. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So the biggest thing here, man, is just to learn your lesson, learn the lesson that came with the experience, but don't be down on yourself because yours came now. You see what I'm saying? Because there's still people out here who haven't reached that point. They haven't been able to get to a point of peace and knowing that, hey, I was wrong in something, but I now see how I can be a part of the solution to this problem that is so deeply rooted in where we live. You know, and you know, it's like a blessing and a curse, because I think that's the beauty of growing up. You know, you get to see these things and you get to see yourself unfold and become the man that you think, you know, God has planned for you, you know, like that path, you know what I'm saying? And that path ain't perfect. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a perfect path, but you're growing. And it's important to see that you're growing and take and be comfortable in growing, you know, as a black man in America, because that's a thing. You know, we deal with that. You know, that's something that succeeding or taking our ceiling as high as we can possibly take it. We struggle with that because we have so few examples to show us that we can. But we have just as many examples, I think, of African Americans doing things that were out of the ordinary at times. You know, like, and when I say out of the ordinary, I mean amazing. I mean things that have never been done before. Those type of things, because we're capable of it. But just reassure yourself, man, and be grateful and be blessed in knowing that you're going as a man.
And love yourself at the end of the day.
And you know, that's what's important out here, man. You have to take the good with the bad, in simpler terms.
Yep.
You know, like, okay, for a minute I felt one way about a situation, or I was ignorant to a situation. But now, as I grew and as I experienced things and as I saw things, I was able to grow and understand that I may not have been right in the way that I was thinking back then, or maybe there was maybe there wasn't a thing to be right or wrong. You know, maybe it was just I was completely blind to it. I didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? And I think people will feel the sincerity with your testimony. You know, like, so, like I said, man, biggest thing is, like Don said, love yourself, man. Don't get down on yourself. You know, you're not stupid. You're a very educated young man. And to be able to tap into that already that's special. Continue.
Appreciate it. My bad.
Anybody else?
Anybody else?
Straight, bro.
Don't apologize, bro. You gotta get that type of stuff off your chest, man, because it just builds and builds.
That shit eating me alive. Like,
and that's what's special about this collective of a group, man, that we're able to really express ourselves and not hold back. So,
and chime in on different experiences. Like, everybody brings something, like some different experience that, like, one of the younger members haven't experienced yet, or even something that the younger members have and the older ones possibly haven't got around to. Like, the dynamic of all of this is amazing, to be able to get that stuff off and be able to help you through a tough situation that you had.
For sure. Yeah. All right.
On the lighter side of things.
All right. Let's go.
Right, get that off. Yes. Don't disrespect the great Kerry Washington. Don't.
All right.
She's phenomenal, but her cry, goodness gracious, that face there, the setup. Oh God.
Yeah, them two, bro.
Her setup is just terrible.
But yeah, I had to get that out. Yeah.
You started recording again?
Yeah.
Relax.
Chill, bro. I had to get that out.
I'll wait for Ion to bring up his meme, bro.
And he need to keep his in his pocket.
For sure. All right, so we damn, where we at? Local artists. Kudozz. Nasir brought us a local artist.
People called, just a few chosen. Yeah. And that's why I go hard, cause I do notice. March the 31st, that's when I got the call. I was with my homies, we was about to ball. Asked me if I seen it all, ain't see it yet, I in the call. Twitter page, scrolling down my timeline, I was so appalled. How could Nipsey ever fall, the chosen one, I feel I'm lost. Separated myself, I had to go hit the car. Now I'm in there crying like young Simba when he witnessed Scar. It ain't heavy triumph, hit them sirens, better play your part. Victory is even when you gone, you know you made a mark. A kid's father has moved on, still we mourn. We hustle so we can get up out the storm. This is for them niggas that get caught up living wrong. When I make it out this cold, I wanna be somewhere warm.
What everybody think about the song?
Nazir?
Yeah, this your boy, man.
Yeah, this is you.
I'm gonna just go.
Hold on, wait.
You don't even got time, bro. It ain't gonna be that long.
I'm gonna get your time right.
This is for all my local artists in the 7-5 in general. Like, I've done my research. I've had my ear out to the streets, you should say, as far as all the music that's been out. And Kudozz to me is just one of the top 3 artists that I've listened to in this area as far as 757 goes. You know, he's real, he's raw, he's lyrical, he has his own style. You know what I'm saying? He's all about substance. So this song was no different. It was a dope-ass tribute. The music video was even better. So if you haven't seen the music video, make sure y'all go check that out, my boys. You know, it's up and coming. So
Hey, real quick.
I honestly thought you were about to go ahead.
Yeah. Are you in that top 3?
I'm not top 3. I don't consider myself really an artist, man. I just someone that do that shit for fun, bro.
Okay. I was just wondering.
You ain't confident in yourself. I
was just wondering. We can move on.
You ain't confident in yourself. So yeah, nigga, I'm top 3 and I'm not 3.
I'm not 3 or 2. You tripping? I'm number 1.
I'm
number 1.
I go bar for bar with anybody.
All right, you should have said that then.
There you go.
Nah, it's too late now.
Nah, you can't. Nah, stay in your place now.
Nah, that
you just do it
that track. That track was dope, man. You could hear the real as he was rapping. And I don't know, bro. I don't know him from a can of paint, but I felt like he expressed himself very well on that track. Definitely gonna make me go back and check some of his other music out for sure.
For sure. When you said real and raw, I thought you was gonna go to authentic and then hit the R bar, but you didn't. That's why I thought he was going, but it's all right.
No bars. What's
it called? So Teyana Taylor. We all are very excited about Teyana Taylor's album. I don't think I've stopped playing it. I don't think I've stopped playing it since it came out. Honestly, I think I've ran through it. I don't know how many times, at least 20 times easily. That first intro, as soon as I heard it, at first,
I'm saying, do we want to break this down track for track?
Oh, no. we can. We can. Well, I'm gonna do the first two. When I first heard the intro, I didn't know what was going on.
Me either, bro. I was like,
man.
So when I first heard it,
I was like, oh wow.
When I first heard it, I had just saw the video of the shorty getting tased, and I heard the song, and I was like, damn, like I hope this ain't like no police brutality shit. So I had to skip it, and then I ran it back, and I listened to it because he was on the phone with the police, and I was like, damn, I hope this ain't no shit like crazy. Then I started listening to it again. It's the birth of their baby, and I was like, damn, this shit goes crazy. Started crying. The very next song. Her baby ran that shit.
Come on,
he's like,
bro.
This shit is crazy. Start crying.
Yo, her baby, bro. And then when she put her baby on the track and the vocals, it just
Baby Junie came on the joint.
So you just
she had
skip.
The 2-part.
Ross came
in.
I'm about to say,
Ross
don't skip how big Ross came on the track.
Ross definitely ran it, but the highlight of it for me was them two singing at the same time. That was it for me. It sounded so beautiful. But go ahead.
Ty, cry baby.
I am, bro. I'm a very emotional person, bro. I'm a very emotional person.
Rick Ross rarely lets me down, and he definitely didn't let me down on that track in particular. Like, went on it so smooth, bro. Like, whenever you have a Ross feature, you're like just guaranteed to have a good ass song on your album, bro.
Ross is the face of consistency, and people don't give him that credit.
Underappreciated, bro.
He is the face of consistency. Like,
somebody
when
said,
you get Rick Ross on a track, you know what to expect.
I think Ross is right where he want to be.
I'm about to say, I
think Ross is right where he want to be. I don't think Ross want to be like,
like the forefront.
Talk about me.
I think he's respected.
Like, at the end of the day,
everybody knows
all the real OGs in the game know exactly who the fuck Ross
is going to give you.
And I think that's how he rolls, just like that.
I think I saw this tweet.
Time.
I saw this tweet. They was like, Rick Ross makes the perfect I-95 interstate music. I was like, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Makes no sense for us that don't drive on I-95, but okay.
Interstate music in general, bro.
Okay, just wondering.
He makes great interstate north and south. So. He makes great north and south, east and west interstate music. How about that?
That's better. Like 95, I don't drive that, so get 95 out of here.
Oh, which I drive 85?
440, 40.
All right.
Shout out to NC.
Oh,
y'all niggas talking about interstate.
Yeah, y'all talking about interstate.
All right, not care about
Teyana Taylor.
Favorite songs on the album, man.
Come Back to Me.
Come Back to Me for sure. For sure, Come Back to Me.
And then Low Key.
I thought you would say Low Key.
Come Back to Me and Low Key were my top two.
Come Back to Me won because of how well Ross complements that track. Like he does. Like Ross is a big part of that track that makes it as great as it was. like it wasn't just like Baby Junie and Teyana, but like Ross complements the track and just ties the whole thing together and just bumps that track up. But side note,
two tracks are my favorite. Because I think my favorite part of Teyana is that she has the essence of R&B.
She's diverse.
And she get nasty.
Mm-hmm.
I love when she get nasty. I love it. I love it. So 69 and Lose Each Other. When she came on Lose Each Other with her vocals, I was like, yeah, no, she's showing out. And then 69, she just was talking nasty on that jump. I like.
Go ahead, Nasir.
I got two songs too. Well, one is low key, but this other jump, bro, it's just like a summer song for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you with your shorty, you just driving, like, bro.
Summer's cancer.
How You Want It, bro? Featuring King Combs, bro. That song, that's a dope ass, like.
We heard that song.
Nazir, I agree wholeheartedly. When I first played the track, mind you, we've heard it. I didn't know it was on the album. It came on, I was blaring. I was singing. Haley looked at me like I was nuts. I was singing every part.
Bro, that's
great song.
That song
like,
is great.
And it compliment. She picked the best person to be on that song because King
I don't know. She could have had somebody better, but that's okay.
King Combs.
He was all right.
King Combs is one of those artists that once in a while, like I hear one of his tracks, I'm just like, okay. He's like, I don't consistently go out to him, but every time I hear him, it's like, okay, this is a dope ass track. Like I don't know when I'm gonna take him seriously as an artist because he's Diddy's son. So every time I see Diddy, it's just like it's funny.
Oh,
that's exactly.
Him.
Bye. Mute him, please.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Don, you muted that one, bro.
Reek, what'd you think? What'd you think of it, Reek? What'd you think of the album?
Of course, I love the album. I'm a Teyana fan, and anybody that has good music, I'm pretty much gonna be biased towards it already. Ironically, though, I love all the tracks that y'all said, but Shoot It Up is probably one of my favorites from it. That's a sleeper.
Is that the joint with Sean?
Yeah, exactly. That's a sleeper for me. Maybe
Big Sean, we need that album, bro.
Another very underappreciated person. People don't understand. Album, he's consistent,
but he stays low key.
But he's low key. But he's in my top 5 of the era of the 2010 to 2020. He top 5. He pushing 6.
He might see that.
6 and 5.
They're going up.
Yeah. Sean hasn't disappointed me. I haven't been disappointed by a project.
Before we continue this Sean talk, because I could go all day with Sean.
Yeah.
But as far as this, so I have a question for y'all in all honesty. So with this album, this is is this her third album? This is her second real album, right? All right.
This is her first real album.
No, she had no real album. The other one
this
was
is her first real album.
KTSE? KTSE was an album, technically.
That was an album.
It was an album.
It was very good.
Start to finish, like
that shit was 10 minutes.
I've been playing KTSE and the album like back to back, like on repeat. Just like, what are we doing? Like, I'm just going ahead and run that.
Yeah. With this being her second album and in her previous mixtapes, would you guys compare Teyana to somebody, or would you say she's created her own lane?
She's created her own lane to me.
She definitely has her own lane.
Okay, so all right, don't give me. All right, I want you to hear this and then critique it. All right. So she gives me the Lauryn Hill vibe, just with more grit.
Yes.
Like she's actually like she's not.
She
has the intellectual Lauryn Hill, but then she also has the side of Lauryn Hill that nobody got to see because Lauryn Hill came and went.
Yes.
So
I agree.
That's the vibe. That's the vibe I get from Teyana. So technically, she did establish her own lane with.
She definitely doesn't have her own lane because it's R&B. It's not her own lane. She literally is the essence of R&B, and there's a good group of women who have solidified themselves as the essence of R&B in the past 10 years or so. So
20 actually.
This is gonna be right now. This is R&B album of the year. I'm stamping it right now. Stamping it right now. This is R&B album of the year.
I mean,
male and female.
Remember when he said that about the vision?
R&B artist
no. But this album is it.
Think about
this album is it though.
Sorry. I'm going to politely decline and defer that title right now to John Legend, even though we're not going to talk about it.
We'll talk about next week. We'll talk about next week. But that's talking about next week.
His album was better than Teyana's?
What? Start to finish? Come on, man.
Okay.
We're not gonna do this today.
We can have ISO.
Bro, you know,
next week. ISO next week.
Yeah, I gotta listen to this album because you speaking highly of it, and I heard CeeLo's album was pretty good too, so I gotta listen to that.
CeeLo dropped a track?
Wow. So who?
CeeLo Green.
CeeLo Green.
Yeah, CeeLo Green
dropped the project, didn't he?
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Missed it. Completely
Didn't
missed
even know
it.
he still made music. Didn't even know.
Completely missed it.
Wale.
Go ahead, I. Yeah. Go ahead, I.
Look, he was waiting.
Not really, man. You know me. Good music is good music, so it's not really much. I mean, you can break good music down, but I mean,
It's still gonna be good at the end of the day.
He's yet to disappoint with any of his EPs that he's dropped. Like,
oh, okay.
When Wale is actually rapping, when that man rapping, he on another level.
Yes.
He on another level. And I'm one that I truly believe that when Wale is rapping at like how he's been rapping, I'd say for the past 5 years-ish, maybe. Bar for bar with anybody. He can go bar for bar with anybody.
Why are you saying 3 years, Donnell?
Top 3, no. Because Reek was saying top 5. I said no, top 3. Wale, when he's in his Wale bag, oh my God.
So you're crazy. Anyway, go ahead. He's top 5. He's not top 3. He's not top 3. In his best versus the best 3, he's not doing better than the best 3.
Best 3 in the order.
Bar for bar.
And he's not doing better than them 3 at their best. So keep going, Ion.
Wale at his best bar for bar couldn't out-rap Drake. Are we serious right now?
No,
when Drake's going his best bar for bar, have you lost your shit?
You're crazy. You're crazy.
Yo,
that was nuts.
Crazy.
We're gonna revisit this next week.
I love Wale.
We gotta do some homework.
I love Wale.
A lot of shit.
Best.
I'm rarely against you. But this one, you're losing your mind.
We're talking Wale, bro.
All right,
Wale versus Drake and his best.
Hold on. For the audience who does not know, Don is the biggest Wale fan. The biggest Wale fan that we all know. So
I don't
of course,
think
so.
We all love Wale.
No.
We all love Wale.
But this is showing it right here because he's going to defend Wale against Drake, bar for bar.
Unanimously, let's come on.
I don't understand how Drake has shown y'all his pen multiple times and y'all still disrespect him.
Tuscan Leather is Drake's best pen, bro.
Okay, Don, question. What's the topic between?
Did you just say Tuscan Leather is his best pen?
Is it not?
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
What's his best pen?
His best intro, but it's not his best pen.
What's his best pen?
He has a lot.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's
his
a lot.
best
30 for 30.
30 for 30. Do not disturb.
Lord knows.
Do not disturb. Lord have mercy.
Come on, bro. You gotta relax.
I mean, the ride was a good one.
You gotta relax.
The ride's a good one.
The ride is.
You need to relax, Don.
Y'all are just naming good songs that Drake.
We're naming great.
He's naming when Drake was in his fucking bag.
Okay.
Do not disturb.
Okay.
Dog. Name one Wale track that got do not.
We love Wale. We love Wale. But how many times is Wale in his actual bag?
Wale don't even got a diplomatic immunity, bro.
Okay.
Or Umarda.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Don, would you like to speak on this EP? Would you like to
he went back to his roots. See, I mean, like this was through and through DC all day. Like haven't heard as far as like this, like a smack DC sound since like a completely go-go project. Mm-hmm. But this was like strictly I'm going back to the streets of DC, hearing the sounds, putting together this project, and it was perfect. Like
I think
he made a revolutionary track that I could dance to, and that's
like,
great.
Dude, but that's what I'm saying. Like that, the essence of what DC bred, that sound DC bred of go-go, and he put it in the realm of this project, and it just was like, this is for the streets, by the streets, to the streets of DC, and it's like I'm talking about something, and I'm gonna give you something that you can dance to at the same time.
Everybody's favorite track.
That's tough. Hold on.
Let me go back to that track list.
I
just let it run.
For me, it was June 5th.
Great track.
Queens and Gods. That was
I mean, you got to go with Moving Different though.
Yeah, I was about to say I think Moving Different is mine.
Really?
The first one. It's either that one or Empty. Which one?
Queens and Gods is for me too, but I think this EP was kind of to me, it's like an extension of Wow, That's Crazy to me, bro. I feel like it's just. I feel if there was to be a deluxe album to it, I feel like half of these songs would be on a deluxe album of Wow, That's Crazy.
The sound was different.
The content was very different.
Sound was different, but Blue, Yellow, Green,
I get what
Pink,
you're saying.
White,
I get what you're
favorite
saying.
track on the joint.
That's your favorite one?
Favorite track on the joint. It was
being white
because it was just like it was literally just like I'm this is what I got to say about everything that's going on. That's what I got to say, but I'm also give you something that you can bounce.
See, that's how I felt about June 5th. June 5th damn near had me in tears when I listened to it.
But I'm saying, but the whole project, it was like he gave you, this is what I'm talking about. I'm going to push my lyrics, I'm going to push what I'm talking about, but I'm also give you that
vibe.
Play this at the cookout. And
sure.
everybody is not going to care. So it's just like, this project was, it gave me that. If this was what Gifted was supposed to be, but quite didn't.
Here you go again, trash and Gifted. Here you go again.
All right. We got a whole bunch of music to hit.
Go ahead, Reek.
The album, the EP cover for Wale was absolutely amazing.
Yes, sir.
You're not gonna explain?
So, no explanation needed.
So that's just gonna be in the air.
We'll talk about later. Yeah,
I'll call you after.
No, I know I'm gonna call you. This is a group. This is a family.
That's facts. That's facts. Oh man, I love you, bro.
All right, so Black thoughts, everybody. I'm not gonna start it off because everybody know how I feel about it.
Please start it off, Todd. Please.
Todd. This is your man's.
I mean, this is.
I'm saying, like, if you your man's, bro.
Literally, it's his man.
This is your man's. This is your man crush.
All homo.
Oh,
right. Yo, what is going on?
Yes, this is your man crush.
Y'all are wild.
Episode 11, we got canceled. Episode 11. Oh man.
This is legitimately your man crush. So go ahead.
No. Let him go last.
Stop saying.
Go ahead.
It is your man crush.
What you think about
your man crush?
I loved it.
Of course you did.
There's nothing. I'm probably one of the biggest black fans here, to be honest.
Duh.
I put Nasir on to Black, so I'm going to take my credit.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to take my credit while I can. I'll take my credit while I can. Because he's going next. He's going next. Favorite track. I love the transaction from Long Nights.
Who's dictating this?
So what? Ion's phrase right there. I'm gonna let her out.
Let her out.
Favorite track is Long Nights, or Know My Rights. Either those two. Because
just go ahead and say you said you loved the whole thing. So technically for you, a favorite.
I like 3 out of the 6 tracks. I mean, I want to say I didn't. Yeah, I mean it was only 6, bro. So like that's technically
so you only like
50%.
What track?
50% from
Elephant in the Room. Hold up, Elephant in the Room. Hold up,
okay.
Let me go back.
I mean, yeah, the last 2 I could have did without because after Know My Rights, after Know My Rights, bro. After
Know My Rights, Elephant in the Room.
Whoa,
I'm about to say you
so
didn't
like
Elephant in the Room.
So pretty much the last 3.
You didn't like Know My Rights?
Like I hold these.
Oh, okay.
50% from the field.
That's an inaccurate.
It's an EP.
That's not looking too. That's not what Ty just said. The last 3 he could have done with an album.
Wait, I didn't say I didn't like the songs. It's just the ones that I really like. It's gonna get heavy rotation for me. It's the last 3 tracks because I really like those. The other ones are like.
But Ty just said he could.
I said I can do without Elephant in the Room and Outside because it came.
What you didn't like
2 tracks?
No.
You said you could have done without 2 tracks
because of the positioning of it. It came after Know My Rights, and Lil Baby ran that shit. So it was like when
that wasn't the point of the EP.
No, exactly. But I'm just saying, it was one of them things where it's like, damn, like I want to hear bars now. And Elephant in the Room and Outside wasn't really bars.
67%.
He should have put "Know My Rights" at the end and ended it like that. That's just,
you don't end off an EP with that. No.
What? Why not?
Go ahead, Nas.
Go ahead.
Listen, first of all, my favorite track on this whole goddamn EP is "Outside." You know, I'm a sentimental soft ass nigga, so I'm gonna ride that shit out to the end.
They just call himself a soft ass nigga. That's
wait. Did you just say you gonna ride that shit?
First he said,
"Hold on, wait." Did you just say you gonna ride that shit? Yo,
look, first he wouldn't acknowledge himself in the top 3. Now he's called himself a soft ass nigga. That's
soft ass nigga.
Wow.
Listen, man.
Go ahead.
Outside for me, that joint. First of all, it hit a nerve because that's like I'm in a position right now where that's where I'm at in my life. The outside joint hit a little different, but ATL Freestyle is probably the one that gets played the most because that song is just like everything, bro.
Don, we can't.
Wake up in the morning, I drive to work. That song's the first song I play. I'm driving back from work. First song I play. Feeling got me.
We know. You put it on your damn story every day. I'm gonna block you now. I'm gonna block you.
I'm gonna block you. Anybody else pressed to really talk about Black? Because
Elephant in the Room was nuts, man. You got to go back and read it as you're listening to it.
Okay, because he's talking. What I gotta do.
You got to, bro. Because he's talking after relationship, in relationship, things that you need to address that aren't being addressed. So it's.
I think I got stuck. I got stuck on Know Your Rights. That's what it was. I literally ran that shit back for like 8 times at work. I was like, I can't get past it.
If you sit and listen to Outside, your ass gonna cry.
Probably.
I love that I just be crying.
Probably.
You just sit there and listen to Outside. After we get off this pod by yourself in our crib, bro.
All right, man. Like, y'all just make it seem like got here.
All right. Go ahead, D.
But very disrespectful, though.
All right. Perfect. Tsu Surf. Honorable mention. Everybody.
Honorable mention. Tsu Surf. I'm sorry. If you weren't a Tsu, like if you didn't listen to Tsu Surf before, Tsu Surf is one of the few battle rappers that translates to his artistry as far as like actually making music. One of the very few, because it's some out there that can actually make good songs. But Tsu Surf has worked at actually trying to make better songs and putting together projects. And Tsu Surf, like he cut different. Like when he makes songs, and if you can't feel what he's talking about, then all right, bro, like this, you need to be somewhere else, because it's no way that you can't feel every word that man says on the track. Like it's ridiculous. But good project. Definitely got, some bangers on there. But I feel like he's consistent with what he's been putting out for the past 2 or 3 years.
Got you. Go ahead, Nasir.
That was my first.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. No, if you got something to say, go ahead.
So So that was like my first introduction to Tsu Surf as a actual artist. I saw him when he used to battle rap and everything, but I never see me. I have a big problem listening to battle rap
artists, yes,
music. So because they don't ever come out the same. So I listened to this while I was at work. I just kind of let it flow through, and every track was pretty polished and it sounded really good. One of my favorite tracks on there was No Disrespect. I just like the combination of Lady London and him. That was a good track. The Cold Winters and the last track, Quarantine Tales, nigga would rip that shit. He ripped that. So it was one of those albums where I'm like, okay, I could see him like progressing. Like he's gonna keep going and he's gonna get a lot better. I'll check out his last couple albums. He dropped
725 definitely is a must listen to.
All right, I'm gonna check that.
Facts. This like back to what Don said. Over the past 3 years, 4 years, for him to have like, cause I don't really count Blood Cousins. That was a collab album with him and Mozzie. But 725 and with this last project he just dropped, he's showing that he can consistently put out good projects.
As an artist, as a legit rap artist.
Like if you haven't heard 725, go listen to 725. That shit right there was what really got me on to him, and it made me go back and listen to his other projects like Newark and all that. But On this project, Soul, it's only about 2 minutes, and I'm upset. I'm upset because I couldn't get more from it. Soul might be one of my favorite songs on the album, along with Quarantine Tales. Like, it's just something like you can see the authenticity in like what he's actually spitting about how his life actually is, bro. Like, and a lot of people want to do this like drill rap, this hood rap, trap and all that shit, but it's like I can picture and like visualize everything that this man is just talking about, yo. And it goes even back to like his battle raps. Like everything that he's saying in his battle raps are basically taking his battle raps and putting them into actual songs.
Effectively, because a lot of battle, like you said, like a lot of battle raps, a lot of artists like cannot do that. They can't translate battle rap and then try to make music for any sound to
it's
like
a
two different
being able
ways
to rap
and actually being able to make music. Yes.
Yeah.
Two totally different things. Side note, what's what it is.
You good?
Oh yeah, man, that Tsu Surf was tough. That was tough. That was super tough.
I am being quiet all episode.
Yo, you didn't get your opinion on the mix track, my friend.
The pressure has been applied, man.
Ooh, boy,
he doesn't have to speak on the make track.
Like I said, man, I've been bumping Nana's crib the entire week.
Tariq Floyd, it's your time to shine. Sports section.
Did you say Floyd?
I swear he said Floyd.
I did say Floyd. Ford. My bad.
Come on, bro.
My bad.
This is sloppy ass episode, cuz.
It is, bro. Fuck it. It is.
Okay.
We're gonna have one of those. All right.
Shit,
so the
whatever.
big thing that's kind of been going around lately, we previously have tried to get to it, was everything that's been going on with the NBA returning. There are a lot of people who are taking heavy because we have no sports. Everybody wants the NBA to return to give us something to watch, to give us something to do. But there have been quite a few players who feel as though the NBA doesn't need to return right now in a time like this with everything that we have going on in the world. I personally agree with them. I also, after talking with a few of the guys on the pod, they gave me a lighter mood to think about it with, which was, how are they going to get paid if they don't play? Just because, I'm pretty sure it was D that said it, but just because you want to sit out, that doesn't mean that it's the right decision to make, because how are you going to take care of your family at this time of need? Not every player is making over $10 million and has a guaranteed contract like some of these players are doing. So, for instance, Kyrie Irving had made a statement saying that he didn't feel that it was the right time for the NBA to return, which is a player who makes quite a hefty check in the league. So him sitting out isn't going to make that big of a difference for him compared to some of these other players who need it, probably. You also have Lou Williams, who made a statement saying that this is not a time for, the NBA to return it because it's not going to do anything but distract us from what's at hand and what's going on in the world today. Instead of us talking about this situation, like the issue, just like the issue that Ty brought up earlier. Had the NBA still been here, instead of that issue being addressed or talked about, it would have been more so, oh, well, did you catch this buzzer beater from last night from such and such game? Now, yes, some issues do get still brought up, but a lot of times sports overlooks a lot of things in my eyes than what we really expected to. Just like, for instance, go ahead, D.
I wanted you to hold on for like a split second longer to let him. I was like, I know somebody wants to jump in
because I think if we were talking about another league, I would agree with you. But the NBA has been very, very, very good at social consciousness, at realizing what's important. Yes. I think the NBA was the first group to say, "Yeah, we're not doing this right now."
Yes.
If I'm not
yes.
Yeah, it was one of the first leagues to like.
They were one of the first, so it's like
we're not doing this.
So I think if anybody's focused on not just necessarily the corona, but focused on
the Rona,
the police brutality and stuff like
that. The police brutality and the movements that are going on, I think they're focused. I think one of the things I've
always
seen,
been headstrong with that.
Yeah, and I think so that's why it's like I don't know if I can question them right now because they are the ones who are at the forefront of paying attention to it.
In my opinion, I put in there. So like they question it. I wouldn't question it at all because if I remember correctly, there was a hefty number of players who wore the I Can't Breathe
shirts. Yes.
Now I'm not going to sit here and try and name players that did, but I know there was a lot of players that did it.
Teams. It was teams.
But this is the thing where it's not even about the NBA. It's about the media coverage that's going to come from it. So that's the thing. So like with the NBA, it's fine. Like they can do whatever they're going to do. But the thing is, the media is going to look for any little thing to get off of this topic right now.
That goes into the next topic of just going back and looking at. They always look at things that, who are you to say something? You're just an athlete, which goes back to that time with that reporter who told LeBron and another
Kevin Durant, Ingram, ugly ass.
He told them,
Laura Ingram, I don't care.
Fact.
She told them, quote, to shut up and dribble.
Mm-hmm.
And in that position, she was making it seem like it's not in their right to be discussing anything of society when they're human just like everybody else. Why can't they make their comments?
Facts. But all right, so my whole thing with the media coverage is this. I feel like this is different. Like I don't know if anybody else has felt like this, but this, like the time that we're in right now, feels completely different from where we were as far as where Trayvon Martin and Eric Gardner. I feel like this time is different because one, and I'm definitely gonna give props for where props is due. Stephen A. Smith said it best, honestly. And I know a lot of people don't like Stephen A. Smith, but the platform that he has at ESPN, he technically can decide to run whatever Stephen A. decides to run. He can talk about whatever Stephen A. decides to talk about. Like he doesn't hold the position at ESPN for no reason. So I personally feel like them getting back to playing basketball, they can control the narrative. Yes, like some media outlets are going to choose to want to talk about sports, but I feel like athletes have post-game interviews and they have bigger followings on social media, and they have, the power to get on these networks where it's like, well, yeah, we just won, but this is what we want to talk about. And same way Colin Kaepernick did, like after his football games, but I can completely understand, like that's the NFL. The NBA is definitely more progressive, so they can basically create the narrative they want and still play and still do their jobs. So that's why I personally feel like sitting out, or some players like Kyrie Irving can afford to sit out. And, some players that, choose to sit out, I have nothing against you. Like, that's your complete right. But at the same time, the people that can't sit out, you can still also use your platform to push whatever you want. So that, for me, that's why I feel like playing is a lot better than just sitting out to let the streets continue to talk, because the streets I feel like the streets plus who you are, your name and likeness, the influence that you have, the powers that you can reach, pushes what the streets are talking about, and you can kind of get those to the right people. If you feel what I'm saying.
Got you. Last takes, anybody?
I just want to say something real quick, and then I'll throw it to Reek. I think we as a society put too much power into the media. The media stopped covering what's going on 2-3 weeks ago. About 2 weeks ago. It was hot for a week and a half. It was on social media for about a week and a half, and then it stopped. But the
CNNs, the NBCs,
they stopped.
Them.
Yeah,
but as far as the actual sports programs,
but
the ESPNs, the NFL networks, people,
they're not who's doing it. The ESPN isn't just running stories on what's going on, because they stopped doing that. Like I said, they stopped about a week and a half ago. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't matter.
I disagree with that.
They did stop. They stopped talking about the social issues, and now it's gone back to sports. And maybe we're gonna have sports, this, that, and the fourth.
But the part is though, but they haven't though. As far as things have come up within sports, as far as like the players sitting out, and everything that was going on with Bubba Wallace and NASCAR, like the sports technically has been highlighting the social issues that we've had, and the people that are being highlighted are still pushing the stuff that is happening with social issues.
Sure.
So it makes these media outlets have to talk about it.
But
Even if
that's
they don't
my
want
point.
to,
That's
it
my
makes
point.
them have to talk about it.
Why do we care if ESPN is talking about what's going on?
But if ESPN, a primarily sports thing, the platform of sports, this is ESPN we're talking about. The platform of sports they have to cover the sport. That's what ESPN does. They have to cover the sport, but the athletes and the actual professionals in the sport are pushing, hey, this is what's going on. Black Lives Matter, police brutality, social issues. That's what they're pushing. So it's like they have to talk about these things, and it's in their face. So it's no way they cannot talk about it because the athletes and the professionals are highlighting it. So it's like we don't ever not talk about it. And that's them using their platform to keep pushing their agenda and what they need to talk about.
It's going to be very interesting to see. Go ahead.
Last question, honestly, for everybody, because everybody's in this group right here has played a sport consistently, or we watch sports consistently, right? So with the NBA returning July 31st, right? How likely, and we all know how it is, especially for Black athletes, do you think somebody's comment or statement is going to get twisted? Because in that post interview, one of the first questions I know I'm going to hear after a game is, how do you feel about Black Lives Matter? You don't think all lives matter? Well, what do you think about this? How likely do you think something is going to get twisted?
A lot of it.
Ego.
Last take.
I just saw something this morning. Did you guys see it? It's something about the NBA is going to allow the players to change the back of their jerseys.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep. And the Gordon Hayward picture.
Yeah. Yeah. They had all lives matter on Gordon Hayward, which is real fucked up. But that's exactly what could happen.
Yeah.
So
who do you think is going to do that? Who do you think
none of them?
NBA?
Nobody's going to do that. But the NBA is very progressive, and their players are very close knit.
We're not talking about Drew Brees.
We're not talking about the NFL. We're not talking about Drew Brees. We're not talking about them. We're talking about a very progressive league.
That's a good shot.
Bro,
that was a good shot.
Adam Silver being like the progressive owner that he is, bro. Yeah, we're definitely, Drew Brees is still in the forefront. But still, like the NBA is, because the NBA is different. The NBA is different. It's not the NFL.
The NFL is fucking trash.
They're
so trash when it comes to shit like this. And
So that's what I'm saying. I don't think we'll have this instance within the NBA, because I feel like the leaders in the locker room and everybody's on one accord or close to being on one accord.
Like to think
my prediction, my prediction, and then we'll move on. My prediction is that if they do that with the jerseys, they're gonna have the victims of each one of the police brutalities on their back of their jerseys.
And that would be
dope. I'm all for it.
That's what I think they're going.
Where do I buy a jersey?
Where do I buy a jersey? For sure.
Where do I buy a jersey?
Yeah.
But furthermore, they should not be playing at all.
Yes.
I feel like they should.
NFL, they're still trying to have a season. They're talking about putting plastic covers over seats. Like, that's going to change a goddamn thing. Bro.
I feel like they should.
Whose bills you paying? Whose bills you paying?
You want to talk about Vince Carter right quick? A little 30 seconds.
Bro, look, man. Vince Carter has always been a dynamite player to me. I'm a Tar Heel fan, die hard all day, every day. I don't care what I don't care what your face looks like right now. You're not you're nobody. Vince Carter has finally, decided to retire. So he has one of 4 players. He's one of few that has been able to play in 4 different decades in the NBA.
Dinosaur.
The last point I will also make is he is the last player from the class of 1996 NBA draft. And
great draft class.
In my opinion, hands down, probably the second best class of all time to me. That's me.
Like outside of 84? 80?
Yes. I literally go, in my opinion, Jordan's class, then it's AI's class, and then I'm going LeBron's class. That's my
respectable. Respectable.
NBA draft classes. That's just like
respectable.
Kobe went 13th in '96, and look at that. You had Dirk in that class. You had Steve Nash in that class.
Whoever in that class?
That's a hell of a class.
KG in that class? I'm saying you can run them off. Like,
I mean, back to Vince Carter. Definitely a legend. Definitely going.
Man, half amazing.
Another Hall of Famer who was unable to win a ring. So,
sure. Okay, easily a Hall of Famer or like
what?
Easily
no,
a Hall of Famer.
But no, because this.
I thought she was asking.
No. Like because the topic has come up. I've seen people ask the question. Is Vince Carter easily a Hall of Famer, or is he just like he'll get in? I'm like, no, he's easily a Hall of Famer. He's top 10 on what all-time 3-pointers made list.
Off the time alone he's spitting in the NBA. Like,
yeah, the best dunker in NBA history. Like, what?
Has that, bro? Like, honestly, I don't think people understand that Vince Carter is the reason that the Toronto Raptors are like so well known as they are right now.
Him and T-Mac. Oh my God.
There would be no relevance in okay,
Toronto,
I'm not gonna say
in Canada.
But as great as the Raptors are known now, it's thanks to Vince Carter. And
for
then
sure.
His cousin, Tracy McGrady.
T-Mac, baby.
But without Vince Carter and them going to the Eastern Conference Finals like they did,
Toronto wouldn't.
They wouldn't be relevant in my
and the Brooklyn Nets would still be a laughingstock. Or the New Jersey Nets, my fault. Sorry, they were New Jersey then.
Yeah,
him and Jason Kidd made them.
I was about to say, don't say.
I'm not gonna forget the Milano Cookie and Jason Kidd.
Sure. Nigga, what was that game? Fucking
He's
NBA
beige.
Streets. NBA Streets, that shit, man.
Yeah.
Jason Kidd is beige. He's not even Milano.
All right, but
self-hate.
We all love Vince Carter. Bubba Wallace. I'm just quickly glance over this one. Bubba Wallace, have much respect for you. For real.
Continue doing you, bro.
For real. I have much respect for you and everything that you're doing. I hope that you stay safe, truly, because the sport that you're doing this in is very dangerous for sure. But I'm glad that NASCAR is supporting him. And I just hope
all of the drivers at that. Like
all of them.
That's big.
That's very big.
The past and the new. It's like, yo, he's getting endless amounts of support from NASCAR, and he's getting NASCAR new fan base. Like, dude, I don't know a lot of black people. I'm finna watch a game. I don't know a lot of black people that watch NASCAR.
You gonna watch a game?
A race?
You gonna watch a game?
Shut up.
You gonna watch a game?
Shut up.
As soon as that nigga, I'm like,
watch a game. Go ahead.
We just said we're giving kudos to NASCAR supporting Bubba Wallace, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do y'all have a establishment that you would think is sincerely with the movement or not?
None of them.
No.
It's about money.
Thank you. I had an argument with one of my close friends about this.
Sure.
The NBA is probably the only one.
NBA might be the only one.
I'm
not going to say all establishments that's coming out now don't support the movement, because I'm not like Ben and Jerry. They've always been
like
progressive. Those progressive companies before this.
But I was having a discussion with my friend, and he was basically saying that he tried to say that we don't know what we want because we don't believe that establishments are with us. I'm like, bro, it's business at the end of the day. So it's like Starbucks, right? They made it clear what the fuck they felt when they fired those employees for wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt, but they changed the goalposts when everybody was like, "Oh no, well fuck Starbucks." It was like, "Well, no, guys, no. I'm sorry. Here's some money. Here's $1 million." Like, come on, bro. Like, it's business at the end of the day. Like, I don't believe none of these businesses that's coming out and saying, "Oh, guys, we love Black people." Yes,
Starbucks.
Yes, keep shopping here. We want you guys here. Like, no, bro, no.
Did we like? Was that the Starbucks?
Hold on, Don, because what we're not gonna do is let East right now.
Yeah, hey, look, hey, I'm with you. Get him, because I was about to do it.
Oh, it's not. Hold on, Nas. Give me a second, bro, because this nigga E did not call out Starbucks like that like this nigga is not a Cracker Barrel fiend right now.
Not the same.
Great segue.
Yeah.
Great segue.
Like he ain't been to Starbucks since.
Not the same. It's not the same, bro.
It ain't the same.
Tell our fans what you said on Twitter about Cracker Barrel.
Starbucks.
What?
Go ahead. Cracker Barrel, man. Cracker Barrel, man.
No.
I said I like Cracker Barrel pancakes, and that I'm not canceling Cracker Barrel.
No. What was the tweet?
Direct quote.
What was the direct quote?
We need
I said the pancakes
the right
called me the
quote?
N-word.
Huh?
The pancakes will do what? The pancakes will do what?
I said them pancakes could call me the N-word. That's what I said.
Yeah.
I say it a dozen times, bro.
I got the nerve to
say,
talk
bro.
about Starbucks. Got the nerve to talk about Starbucks.
It's not the same.
Oh, man.
It's not the same.
So you bet, but honestly, like that, the translation is the coffee could call you the N-word the same way the pancakes could call you the N-word.
I don't like coffee, so fuck Starbucks.
The translation
iced coffee, frappuccino, cappuccino, frozen macchiato, whatever.
Nitro cold brew's good, man. It's good. Get you jittery.
I'm sorry, I don't drink Starbucks.
The translation is that at the end of the day, the world runs around money, and all these companies need money right now. What are you doing? What is this?
Oh, you
Who goes to IHOP?
You need to defend IHOP.
Unless they're free.
I don't work there. I'm not defending shit. I just like the food.
Give me my options.
I just like the food.
Give me my options.
IHOP, Cracker Barrel, Denny's, or Waffle House.
For the rest of my life, one breakfast spot.
Free breakfast.
Free breakfast.
I picked Waffle House, and y'all try to like walk me back.
Because you said.
Only reason I'm picking Waffle House is because literally I will only go to Cracker Barrel for the pancakes. I'm not eating pancakes for the rest of my life.
So wait, hold on, pause. So
but it's free breakfast. No, hold on. It's free breakfast.
Hold on. He said that he will only go to Cracker Barrel for the pancakes. And previously he just said that the pancakes can call him the N-word. So you only go into Cracker Barrel to get called the N-word.
To get called the N-word?
That's basically what
if you really just feeling
Ty just did the knowledge. He just did the knowledge on that one.
You feeling extra. You feeling extra powerful this day. You gonna go to Cracker Barrel and get called the N-word.
Please help me, bro.
Help me.
He talking about help me.
Bro.
It's okay, bro.
Don. What you think?
I stand by my take. It was a joke.
I'll take Cracker Barrel pancakes.
I like the pancakes, bro. I'm sorry. Like y'all try to cancel Cracker
Free
Barrel.
breakfast.
It is a little racist in there.
You said what?
The rest of your life.
Cracker Barrel pancakes are bomb.
They are. Nobody is
disputing
not
that.
saying that.
You just said he'll let the pancakes call him N-word.
I was joking, y'all.
No,
I was joking.
I said I stand with you with the fact that the pancakes were good, not that I let pancakes are fucking amazing. Pancakes probably the N-word.
That statement was a joke. You know,
it was definitely a joke.
It was definitely the N-word. I would not let any food call me the N-word.
It was definitely a joke. Go ahead, Don.
Them pancakes
right now.
N-word.
I would not let any food call me the N-word.
That's crazy. You gotta even say that. That's crazy. You gotta even make that statement.
Oh man,
that's what it is.
All right,
what's the okay? But no, can we address who else is picking IHOP? It's just Ty, right?
Nobody else is picking IHOP. Nobody else is picking IHOP.
I'm talking about there's a variety. It's not good.
That shit smell like old dishwater.
I'll probably end up going with Cracker Barrel, honestly.
Kind of bullshit. And he killed me.
Wow. No. Time out.
He went with the whole establishment. I picked the pancakes.
Yes, sir. Get on him. He said the whole establishment.
Cracker Barrel homestyle chicken, fire. Come on, like we can go down Cracker Barrel's whole menu.
I've never had anything but breakfast at Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel's fire. They country fried steak, nuts, meatloaf, good. Fried fish,
you're eating
good.
From a chain restaurant.
Cabbage, fire. Dude, time out. We're talking about this is literally the only restaurant. The only restaurant that I won't get. Like that I'll get like a household dinner item that somebody will cook.
How many times have you eaten at Cracker Barrel?
Me?
Who? Yes.
A very good amount. My wife loves Cracker Barrel. But the only thing we get, she gets the Mama's French toast, and I get the pancakes. I get the pancakes.
Look at you.
Pancakes.
That's all we
pancake
ever
breakfast.
Go
yes.
Y'all make me want to go right now.
Relax. he taking Cracker Barrel to the beach.
No, but you talking about free breakfast.
We might can't go to the beach. It's supposed to rain, y'all.
All right, go ahead, D.
What I'm picking?
Yeah.
He's picking Denny's.
It's Waffle House. No, I'm picking Waffle House. Yeah, Waffle House is consistent. No matter where
you shit with love, bro.
That's
with a little bit of fly dust.
You always got like a grandma.
Let me say this.
She gonna call you baby. Like, what you want?
I have a bias.
If they ain't smoking a cig out in the back, shorty, I don't want it. If the cook ain't smoking before I get there, I'm not eating the food. But you need to go take a smoke break before you cook.
I have a bias for it because one of my first jobs was Waffle House.
For what? Really?
You know how to make the batter.
Yeah, bro. And I was working the graveyard shift. So in Blacksburg, 2:00 hit.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
when everybody show up.
Yeah,
I'm in the back cooking, bro. That was going into sophomore year of college. So I got a bias towards it.
You got to cap the night off for Waffle House, bro. I ain't capping the night off at IHOP.
Facts. No, facts.
You going Waffle House too?
Fact.
Reed, you going Waffle House? Okay. Ion, Waffle
House. Anybody
going
IHOP, bro?
Waffle House. Nasir, Waffle House. Cracker Barrel, IHOP.
This thing gonna say Denny's.
Denny's. What you got? Come on.
No fucking Denny's.
Y'all gonna stop disrespecting.
You going IHOP? Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it.
But your cousin,
you only saying that because y'all in the same house.
Are trash.
Y'all in the same house.
But this was about free breakfast, though, right?
Yes.
I'm an omelet nigga, bro. So
I love omelets.
I go to Waffle House, bro.
Yeah.
I'm an omelet nigga. I like omelets.
So you go to the International House of Pancakes to get an omelet?
Yes.
You can get
it comes with pancakes on the side.
You go to the International House of Pancakes.
It's a good
to
deal,
get an
John.
omelet.
It comes
but they're not good pancakes.
It's a good deal.
They're not good.
I get pancakes in an omelet, bro.
I'm sorry. Are you listening to yourself? You're going to the International House of Pancakes to get an omelet.
It comes
that you're not gonna eat.
Hey, time, mute dog, or we ain't gonna get one.
Yeah. Like, he going all over.
What y'all could do is just go get the omelets and then go to Cracker Barrel to get the pancakes if y'all want that.
I'm not spending that much money.
Well, look, I'm gonna tell you something that's terrible. IHOP knows how trash their pancakes are because they sell waffles and French toast, dog.
And burgers.
And
they tried to do that BS where they tried to check.
They ham and cheese.
All right, we're getting off this. All right,
they ham and cheese melt is way better.
So IHOP is terrible. So
okay, so
IHOP's bad.
For our last little topic, we had a picture floated around where it was relationships. Said talking for 2 years, dating. Well, you got the picture? You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
You resend it? Oh, yeah, go ahead. Just read it off. Just read it off. All right. So in our go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right, yeah. So in our last topic, we can talk about relationships. Go ahead, Reed.
All right. So in this post, it has like a layout of what someone feels as though is the designated time, not a designated time, but what they feel their opinion of how things should go as far as getting into a relationship. So they have the talking stage being 2 years, relationship after.
Hold on. Hold on.
Go ahead. This is my first time hearing this shit. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Talking stage is 2 years, relationship is 5 years, engagement 3 years, plan the wedding 1.5, and then get married. So I think we all were gonna.
So talks for 2 years.
So hold on. So everybody. So the whole purpose of this is to read that, and then everybody give their thoughts on the timeline of how it should.
Darian Johnson, I'm deferring to you.
It's the option. It's everybody's opinion of how it should.
Oh no, I have an opinion, but I'm definitely going to defer to him to kick this off.
Well, Darian, you want to go first? You want to go first?
I want him to go first.
You are married, so.
I want him to go first. He's gone, but because he's gone through all of these processes. So
yeah, true.
You can't ever tell somebody how long it's gonna take for them to have a relationship. At the end of the day, it may take somebody 2 years to talk and get to know somebody. It may take them however many years. It may. You never know, bro. So many people. I'm realizing even as we have this discussion, how many people are jaded and hold on to things. So now you got to break down the barriers that somebody else has built up in order to further your relationship. For me, I think me and Haley talked November, December, January.
So here's the thing we also need to state right now. Let's not get this confused and conflicted. I don't think talking is an actual point where you come across and you just say, hey, we're going to be in the talking stage. Nobody does that.
No, it just happens.
Oh,
It just happens.
Personally, me, I think the talking stage is when you both have a mutual feeling that you know is there. It can be within a friendship. Because in order to have a successful relationship, I honestly feel that my mom is always
Gotta be friends. Gotta be friends first.
solid friendship.
not
some
even time to talk right now.
All right, hold on. Pause. Darren, go ahead, finish. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So me and Haley, I'd probably say that. And I'm glad you said that though, Rick, because we built a friendship while we were kind of, and it was like mid-friendship. It was like, okay, now we can see kind of a relationship kind of building. So let's see. So 4 months, we probably built a friendship and we're talking. We went out and then I asked her to be my girl. And I think we dated all throughout school. So we've been together 5 years. So we dated for, let's say 3 or 4, and then I proposed.
That's a great timeline.
So that it like I said, you can't tell somebody else how long it's gonna take them to do something like that.
Very true. But all right, so 4 months, 4 years, pose. When did y'all marry? When did y'all wedding?
March.
But they're already married.
Oh yeah. Y'all already married.
But yeah, so
they're already married.
Yeah.
All right.
But the wedding is, still a plus. Like that's just
I got
the party.
I agree that there's no set timeline.
It's not. But the difference is between dating and dating exclusively, and people don't understand. You can date.
Yeah.
You can date without having to be in a committed relationship. You can be openly dating, and then you can be dating exclusively, where it's now we are technically in a relationship. It is a difference. So talking is like talking.
Y'all entertaining each other for the time being.
Dating.
Literally.
Like regardless, it's dating. Yeah. So you can say we're dating, but we're not dating it exclusively. So it's like it's not really a relationship. We can be dating other people and we can be dating each other. So that's why it's like talking is touchy.
Separate talking and dating. I feel like when you get into talking, it's more so of you're the only.
No, it's not. There is no commitment within talking, and people should understand that. No. Talking, there is no commitment.
Dating is when it's just you and her.
People still do that.
Yes.
People still. So going out on a date is dating somebody.
Yeah, you could.
If I'm only doing.
So if I take a girl out on a date, now we're dating.
If it's only if you're not nobody else. It's just
hold on.
You gotta excuse my ignorance. I've been in a relationship for.
You've been dating exclusively for at least 4 years.
No. I've been in a relationship for
dating exclusively. That is in a relationship. You've been dating exclusively for at least 3 to 4 years.
Yes.
So hold on. You're telling me when you say exclusive dating, that's a relationship? Is that what you're saying?
That is point, dating exclusively. Dating exclusively is a relationship.
No, so read this book. Y'all should read it.
Hold on, pause. Nigga, we not getting paid. He don't pay us. Don't ever do that. The hell?
Man, the podcast.
No, bro, listen. This is crazy, bro. This is not me about. This is about like just really trying to put people into like gaining knowledge. This book, he said it perfectly as like to answer Darian's question. Dating. No, a date is an event that you go to with someone, and after that date, you can go back. You can evaluate it, be like, I would like to go to further events with this person, getting to the point where we're actually dating. But a date is just simply an event.
So, and that's where I want to come in for Don's statement. So what I see that as, do I agree with your dating and then exclusive dating? Yes. But that exclusive dating being the relationship, I don't know. I don't agree with that one, because I think dating is you're single, you go on different dates with different women.
Yes.
right, cool. Exclusive dating means, all right, I can see myself possibly being in a relationship with this
one person
right here. I'm not in a relationship with her, but I'm getting serious about her. I want to get to know her, to understand her, to see where she's coming from, where her head is, where her head is. And I'm going to see if I really want to continue this because I just see the relationship going somewhere with us. That's exclusive to me.
That's talking.
But technically that's not exclusive.
It is talking.
But technically it's not exclusive.
Because listen, if you go on a date, you can go on a date before you start talking to her.
Out of everybody?
If you're in a talking stage with someone, that's after you can go on a date with them prior to that. And then be like, oh, okay, I want to get to know them more. I want to talk to them more. Talking. You're getting to know them as an individual.
It's a whole lot of words to confuse a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of words.
Confuse a lot of stuff.
Back to the timeline and why I think the timeline is pretty accurate is because.
Wait, you're saying the timeline that we just read was accurate?
Yeah, I think it's accurate. I think it's accurate. Hold on. I think listen. I think it's accurate because of this right here. Because you don't understand the baggage that they come with, nor do you understand the baggage that you come with. So when you jump right into a relationship, you don't have enough time to evaluate what everybody face. I'm serious. It happens all the time. So this is the thing. Like when it comes to relationships, right? I know a lot of people who have hopped in relationships early, and then the problems that arise while in the relationship, it could have been avoided if y'all would have just talked and understood what comes with them. If you don't know the history of that person before y'all get into a relationship, y'all get stuck in that honeymoon stage where everything looks fine and dandy. Then as soon as y'all are out of it, that's when all the real shit happens.
That's valid.
I feel like the honeymoon stage is also
2 years. 2 years shouldn't be like that's.
But this is the thing. It's not even 2. So 2 years is not. It's not even something like that. 2 years is just like all right. So for instance, my past relationship, we met in high school. In high school, we met in high school. I transferred my senior year. And we were talking in a sense over summer, and she went to college, and we were still in contact with each other, but it wasn't that serious type of thing. And then when I went to college, we started dating. That's when it was a good time because everybody was able to grow within themselves. And we spent a year and a half of not really arguing, not really having any problems until there were problems. Type of thing.
Wait, so were you dating or were you dating them exclusively?
I think you're overusing those two terms, Don.
Thank you.
You're overusing those two terms.
Dating because we were in a relationship at a certain point in time.
Thank you. I think it goes from dating to being in a committed relationship.
But dating exclusively is a relationship.
But my point is, okay, so if I said dating exclusive, a bit like, honestly, if you're dating exclusively, most likely you're going to end up in a relationship with that person. More times out of not, you're going to end up in a relationship with that person. But if you're dating, you're not necessarily just dating them.
Let me ask you a question. I'm moving on from you, Donnell. Ty.
Yo.
What girl are you going to find that's going to let you drag her along in a talking stage for 2 years?
This is the thing.
Please tell me where the female is.
This is the thing. Hold on. Stop. This is the thing. So when you're talking, you're not even looking at the dating aspect of that person. You guys are just friends. You guys are
girl? Wait. What girl are you going to find?
Just answer the question.
That's what I'm saying. What girl are you going to find that you're going to be able to get to know in an intimate way and drag along and not put a title to for 2 years?
It doesn't have to be in an intimate way.
That's how you get to know somebody.
No. You can get to know somebody.
Intimacy isn't how you get to know somebody.
You can get to know somebody while you guys are in the comfort of being friends.
But you can also continue to get to know somebody while you're in a relationship.
With that.
Hold on. So D. So question D. Since you said y'all were talking for about 4 months, right?
Right.
Percentage wise, what would you say you knew Haley?
How much did I know her in those 4 months?
In those 4 months, yes.
I knew her well enough to say I can see myself living my no. Wait. Not just wanting to be in a relationship, but I said in 4 months, I saw in her what I wanted in a wife. Okay. I told her when we first started dating, I'm not just dating you to date you. I'm courting you to get
intentionally dating.
To build a life with.
Future, yes.
So hold on, pause. What percentage did you know Haley in those 4 months?
You don't get to
70%.
But this is the thing.
This is 70%.
70%. You're gonna say you knew her 70%. So after you guys officially started dating, you saying that in the last like 5 years you learned the last 30% of Haley.
I say within the first 2 years of us being in a relationship, I learned that 30%.
Okay.
Because I'm telling you,
nobody dates and knows the full person.
70 came in 4 months because we talked. We talked every day.
I mean, yeah. Well, in the context, y'all went to the same school. Y'all went to the same school, and our school was very. But no,
even still though. But I'm gonna tell you this:
I didn't interact with her in person until January. So we talked, and I didn't even see her at school. Mm-hmm. But we talked every day. I talked and got to know her. And that's the crazy part. And I told you, Ty, you were saying you're not looking for a relationship right now. I wasn't looking for no damn relationship.
You never looked.
We was just talking because we was cool. We was just talking. Hey, this, that, getting to know her. And then it was a spark, bro. It was a spark, and I said, I could see me with this woman for the rest of my life.
When you have that moment, that's the difference. You knowing that you had just about 70% of her, that's a high ass percentage, bro, especially at 4 months.
Right.
That's high.
No timeline for that shit.
It's not. But
I agree, but that's why I said that's a rare case. They both, in my opinion, were two mentally strong individuals who have an adult mindset already before they were at that peak, and that's what allowed it to grow so fast. Not everybody. So my thing is, because I want to address the whole baggage thing. Personally, I'm like, you don't put baggage. You don't. That's what I'm saying. Everybody has something, but the problem is like, not a lot of people are aware of what they have until it comes out. So to say that you want to highlight all of that stuff when you're talking to somebody to try to get to know them, that's not going to happen. That's not realistic. That doesn't happen. Some stuff doesn't come out. Not for everybody.
It happens for most people.
But not for everybody. But you don't get a lot of the, okay, I did this, it highlighted this in her, so now I have to figure out, one, we have to talk about what it was, then it's just like, but you can do that within a relationship, and it's just like something that bugs her 3 years down the line could have highlighted something that happened to her, daggone, that was in her past that never came up in the relationship. I mean, in the talking or date, whatever stage you want to call it.
But that's the thing.
I agree with Don.
So to say the talking stage technically is the getting to know you. It's the basic stage of getting to know you. It's the stuff that I can see from the surface, and then we kind of get to talking a little deeper intellectually to see if I want to be with you. But I'm saying, like, just the talking stage, you don't just get to know the 100% of a person within the talking stage before you get in a relationship.
One quick thing I'm gonna pass to Ion, because I know he's sitting on something. But to that, right? It's your response. Pause. Good call. Terrible. Good call. Good call. Pause. That was a good shot. But to comment on that, it's your responsibility to figure out those type of things. If
in the other person,
it is. It should be. It should be one of both ways. It goes both ways. Yes, exactly. But that's the thing. So, but it's if they're not able to reciprocate it in that type of talking stage, and this is just me. If I understand what I come with, it's my responsibility to figure out what you come with, so I can see if I even want to be with you. if I even want to get to the point of dating exclusively.
But you don't even know if you find that in talking.
Okay,
I didn't find out.
But
I didn't know my baggage until me and Haley were dating probably a year.
You're in a relationship. You're in a relationship, and then stuff starts to come out within a relationship. You don't just get that from talking, bro.
We're at a point probably called the cupcake stage because everybody's lying to each other.
When you started talking to Haley, did you feel like you personally knew what your toxic trait was? Because everybody has it. Personally, everybody has.
No, I didn't know, bro. I didn't know. It happened. It was something. And that's the crazy part. She told me when we first started dating. So not even in talking, but when I asked her to be my girlfriend, I was her boyfriend. She was my girlfriend in a relationship. She told me, "Hey, I got X, Y, and Z, and this is what I'm bringing along with me." And I'm like, "All right, cool. I can deal with it. That's
until you have to deal with it."
No, and that was fine even when I had to deal with it. It wasn't until something happened and she was like, "Nigga, this is what you do, da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da." And I'm like, and this is why I wanted Ian to speak to it, because he was with me and Haley. He was basically, I don't want to call him our counselor, but I went to him about everything that happened with me and Haley. And it was at a point he said, "Yeah, bruh, you fucked up."
Counselor.
And it was like that. It's like, dang, these are the traits that I'm not gonna call them toxic because I hate that word. These are the traits that I have to change. I have to grow in these traits in order to have a family with this woman.
Yes.
So I got one last question, and okay, I'm gonna pass it to Iron. Like, Don, since this is for you with your dating and exclusive dating, what do you what's something you would specifically ask if you were on a date? And don't say no, what's your favorite color and some shit like that.
In that phase of dating or dating exclusively, what are you asking them to really figure out who they are? Because that's one of those things where I feel like a lot of people are scared to ask certain questions while they're on dates and dating and starting to figure out what they're trying to do, because
that's why you figure it out while you're talking.
Is that why you think? Is that why you think it's 2 years?
But me personally.
Yes.
All right, me personally.
Hold on.
This is me personally.
What?
I don't have split questions that I ask on a date, but it's more so, where I can steer the conversation to put you in a situation to see how you respond. So for me, I'm more of a, all right, so say this happens, and like how would you want to handle it, or how would you handle this if this problem comes up? Like, just to throw you in different. So for me, it's more to throw you in different situations. So it's not a specific question, but it's also not me forcing a conversation, to forcing you to answer a question, to put you under this pressure that you feel like, oh, I don't like feeling like this, but more so it's genuine and okay, this could actually happen if I was in a relationship. So that's how I approach stuff like that. Now, specifically what it is, how you would, as far as in a relationship, you might have an instance where it's like some woman comes up. But even it could be nothing, like a friend, but like, how would you respond to this? Say, no, I legitimately mean friend. Ain't no quotes around that. Like, this friend, like I've had this friend for this amount of time. Like, how do you feel about this relationship and XYZ? Stuff like that. And so, it'd just be a arrangement of different questions surrounding like different life things and people in my life and stuff like that. So not a specific question.
Sidebar, then pass it to Nazir. Everybody has girl best friends, right?
No, sir.
Everybody has girl best friends?
No, sir. You know why? No, sir.
Technically,
you know why?
Technically, I don't.
You're out of this.
I don't.
No,
not you, D. Not you, D. No, not you.
Technically, I don't have a girl best friend. No, I don't have a girl best friend.
I don't have a best friend, but I have great female friends.
You have a girl best friend.
I do have a
Tyreek Trotman. You have a girl best friend. Shut up.
Shut up.
Nobody's talking to you. Shut
He's a whole tomboy out this bitch.
Nobody cares. You have a girl best friend.
You have a girl best friend?
Moving on.
Oh, yeah. I also have one, yeah.
Reed, you got a girl best friend?
That's sticky, bro. My girl best friend was my ex.
That's where it's going. That's where it's going. Because that's where it's going right there. That's where it's going right now. Because all right, so stay right here. With your ex, right? How long were y'all friends? Hold up.
But that's hard though.
Because yeah, bro, don't backtrack now. Nah, don't backtrack now. You brought it up.
How long were y'all friends? How long were y'all friends before y'all started dating?
And this is why I agree with you, Tom.
Thank you.
We were friends. So we were solid friends for about 2.5 years.
And all right, so not to downplay any of your relationships, right? Was that one of your best relationships? Thank you. That's all I have to say.
I'm not gonna go any further. Yeah.
That's what I'm speaking hypothetical. Okay. That's why I said we in the next 3 years we're gonna revisit this, and I'm gonna ask everybody the same question.
If we still have our girl best friends,
and we're gonna see if the girl best friend lasted through your relationship.
No, I don't have a girl best friend. I have a sister. I have a sister-like friend of mine, but she's not my girl best friend. We didn't have a previous relationship. We didn't have any relationship. None of that. No, I'm the godfather to her child. That type of relationship. So no, I don't have a girl best friend.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
You have somebody you consider a sister.
But then,
yes,
I think those are two different things as well.
Two different. That's why I said two totally different things, and you can't interchange the names. Nope. Because you can't do that.
Nope.
This is our relationship. You can't say, "Oh, this is my girl best friend." No, this is our relationship. This is how we stand. No priors, no past, no goings tos, no if, ands, or buts. None of that. This is our relationship.
I think those are the ones. That last. When it's not, sisters. You don't call her your best friend. That's my sister. I think that something like that lasts more than you. Oh yeah, that's
girl
my best friend. Yeah,
girl best friends, those don't survive. Like he said, that's that fork in the road where you have to choose.
We're rapping about this for. Go ahead.
I'll wrap it up. Hey man, this whole timeline situation is like
BS.
Very our generation-y.
Yeah.
It's like if you find a person that you like, that you have interest in, continue to build towards it, continue to talk to the person. It'll click in your mind whether or not you want to have a relationship with that person, and if so,
it's just a fun topic. It's a fun topic.
You continue to do that. Like,
damn, it was just a fun topic. Damn.
I'm sorry. He want to bring it serious into it. Damn. I hate to be down. It's just like that's why I was so quiet the whole time, because I was just listening, and I get it. It is a fun topic, but I'm saying it to like end it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? There is no timeline on a situation. Just, enjoy it. I think that's what we as a generation and you guys' a generation, I think that's what we forget to do most of the time. It's like, enjoy whatever stage or process that you're in. You know what I'm saying? Like, and things will naturally progress. If you ask D and Haley, they're married now. If you ask them, like, when they went on that first date to Toronto,
they see them being with each other.
In 6 years or so, it's like
Darian probably would have said, "Yeah."
I didn't see that then, but that's how things progress and that's how things happen. As long as your heart is to like get rid of whatever situation you're in, because you'll know. Because both will match. There won't be like an internal struggle between like thinking or like and feeling. They'll match. Yep. And you'll be like, okay, well, cool. Let me see if I can take this thing, a little bit further. And if it's meant to be, like, that's what'll happen. I'm a 100% believer in that. And I just got a relationship for 6 years. So,
hey, bro, that relationship you had for 6 years, how long did y'all talk?
I hate you.
Not very long. Maybe a couple months.
How long were y'all friends? Were y'all friends before?
You just feel it, bro.
Yes, we all know that. But
I was always like the. I was a good friend to her, but like I was a friend. When I say friends, like I mean like friend as in like we just talk in class every day. Like she was still doing her own shit. Like we had no intentions of like.
And that's how it always ended up being the best.
Yeah, it's like I'm not forcing you into nothing. Like I'm not forcing you into nothing. If we just talking and we cool, you like the vibe, we get to know each other, and then it just turns into something. Like, and it's just like, and it's just like, oh, it's not like I'm mad. Like I'm really feeling you, and you feeling me. We might as well just go ahead and try the relationship thing out.
Sounds like a 90s R&B.
Donna old head.
That is pretty much it for us. Bree, can't wait to see you today at Bishay. See you in
so about that, right?
It's about to rain.
Oh no.
Yeah, have you seen the forecast?
Cancellation.
It's supposed to rain for what, an hour? No, it's done now. It's done now.
It's cloudy.
No, I'm looking at it right now. It's still
Joker's
there.
looking at two different weather apps.
I was looking at Norfolk. That's why.
Two different locations, two different apps.
It's in Norfolk. It's supposed to be raining.
30%, bro. Come on, bro.
Like, yeah, literally, like, and my homeboy, like, that's why I was on mute. My homeboy just called me and said he went down there and it started raining.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it for all of us.
We're going to have to reschedule for next weekend, bro.
Well, my birthday festivities are going to continue, so.
Happy birthday, Don. We'll end it on that. Happy birthday. Love you. Be safe. Y'all. Love all y'all.
Always, man.
Stay safe, man.
All right, dog.
I love y'all guys.